Hi, welcome to my guitar tutorial. Today this will be a companion video that goes along with my C, D, E minor slow rock jam track. So today I'll be talking about soloing over that jam track with an E minor pentatonic and E natural minor. So look below the video in the description. I'll include various PDFs of E minor pentatonic and E natural minor, which by the way is also G major, so I'll have different versions of those scales on the guitar, and then I'll refer to them in this video. So, and I also have a link to this jam track that I'm using. So I'll just talk about the jam track briefly. So this is C, D, E minor. So it's just open chords, so you can listen to that. Okay, I'll play those chords one time. 3, 4. Okay, pretty basic track. A lot of songs have those particular chords, C, D, E minor, not necessarily in that order. Okay, so I think what I'll do is I'll start off today with the most basic things. I'll do E minor pentatonic, and I'll do five positions, including open. So E minor. So I'll have a diagram of all these. So I think the diagram that I have does not have the open position. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna put the track on, and I'm just gonna kind of improvise out of that open position scale, and then maybe I'll stop it and just talk about what I've done there. Okay, so the main thing I'm doing there is for the C chord, pretty much any of those notes of E minor pentatonic are going to work. It's going to give you major 7th, 6th, the 3rd, and the 9th of that chord. So then when it goes to the D chord, oftentimes what I'll do, I'll try to either land on the A or the D. It's not necessary to do that, but I'll often do that. And then also when I'm playing open position, I like to think about, well, what is the next note up on the scale? So maybe I'll just talk briefly about that. So that would be considered what I've been talking about as super boxes. So the idea with super boxes, you combine two different pentatonics. So for example, here, E minor combined with this pentatonic, the next one up. So when you're playing an open position, it's really convenient to add that extra note because it's all open strings. Right, and then a lot of players will do things like slides up. And then, so you slide up to that E note and then add the open E, or slide up to the B note here. So those are very, very common devices that a lot of people use. And then this I just did a little bend here on this A note. Yeah, a lot of people use that device also. Okay, so maybe I'll just do one more example. I'll do some of those slides and a little bit more bending. And the other thing I did is I just did like a sequence. You'll hear players play. 1, 2, 3, and there's so many different examples of that. People do that. So I'll do that one more time before I go on to the next example. And maybe what I'll do is, along with the open, I'll also maybe throw in some of these notes from the superbox. that's the whole idea of the jam track, is just to practice different licks and learn different skills. Okay, I'm going to go to the third position now. So in this one, I'll also include that bend there, and then I'll also maybe include the blues note, or you can also play the blues note here. So I'll just extend that maybe just a note or two above. So let's just see what happens here in the third position, E minor pentatonic. Okay, so once again, I did some of the same concepts on the C chord, C major 7th chord. So any of those notes work, any of those kind of typical bends work. And then on the D chord, I was doing stuff, landing on the A and D, and then and then throwing in that blues scale. And then just from years and years of playing, there's certain kind of cliches that I like to do. Those kind of ostinato patterns. That's just something that I just, you learn those over the years and years of playing, and then you just throw them in when you feel them. Okay. All right, I'm going to go on to the fifth position on the PDF. So there's a lot of interesting things here. Blues note there, and then there's also this cliche bending there, and then you also have this convenient 6-note pattern, and then I've done a lot of videos on this where I just kind of fill in those notes. And there's a lot of classic rock songs that feature that. All right, so let's just see what happens here. I'll just improvise out of that fifth position, E minor pentatonic. Okay, so I did I added that blues note. I did that kind of typical ostinato cliche, and then I did some chromaticism there, into the D chord, and then I also did a blues note here. All right, so I've been talking a lot about these super boxes. So the beauty of the super boxes is they give you. They let you know what the next note of the scale is. So that's actually the next one up in the series. I got up to about the 7th position. Okay, I think that's good on that position. Now let's go to 7th position. Okay, so here maybe I'll do some things with either sliding or bending. Those are very, very good ones there. Now, there's also that step and a half bend a lot of players play. So I might throw that in too. Okay, and then that's all I'm thinking about right now. Okay, so E minor pentatonic, 7 position. Okay, I'll talk about a couple of things I did there. So right at the very end, I did this, that rake. That rake works really well. That works well. It really works on any of the chords. So on E minor, this is the E, G, B, quick rake arpeggio up to E. It also works pretty well on the C. It kind of gives you like a C major 7 sound. And then for that matter, if you're on the D chord, you can just land on the D note. So, and I did some chromaticism in there, like on going to the D chord, going down to that D note, and then I did some bending, and then those kind of things. So okay, I think that's all I'll talk about there. Okay, so now going on to the 10th position or 9th position. So that one's very symmetrical. So that one really ties in very well with the blues box also. So then here, a lot of the things I like to do here, I like to do the chromaticism here. And then here, slide or bend or blues note there. Okay, I'll just kind of improvise E minor pentatonic out of the 10th position. So that's a 10th position, and then just to the familiar blues box. Right, so there's a lot of so-called cliches that you can do here. I'll just talk about those briefly. So bending here, right, and then bending this, and then adding this note, and then bending here, and adding this note, or adding this D note, or adding the B and E note, or adding, all right, that's the Sultan's a swing lick, or a lot of people use that, or that's the train whistle lick. So I'm holding these two notes, and I'm doing a hybrid pick on it. Okay, and then you also have those double notes. I do that lick a lot in my videos. Right, so I'll have to see how that fits in. Okay, I'll just do some kind of cliches there and kind of see what happens. Oh yeah, and then this lick here, the G up to A. That's a good one to throw in on, certainly on the D chord, and then along with the E chord. So let's see what happens here. So I did some of the cliches. I also did that kind of Led Zeppelin, that sequence. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, okay, that kind of thing. Okay. Okay, that just gives you a couple things to think about. So now I'll go to the next PDF. Will be E natural minor, which is also G major. So I think what this isn't on the PDF, but I'll go ahead and do open position of E natural minor. I am a big fan of playing in open position. I think it's an interesting sound. So I'll kind of play there. So with the open position, you have different. You have those slides, right, where you have the B note here or the B note here. So just kind of see what happens here. E natural minor, open position over this progression. Okay, so there, this was kind of interesting on the D chord. So I just slid up to F sharp and D, played a 6 interval on that. Then I did kind of a sequence in the middle there off of that. Okay, that's probably good on that position. Okay, so now I'm going to go to, a lot of people would think of this as a G major scale, but it could be G major or E natural minor, or it could be any of the modes depending on the context. So you have, right, so then to my mind, it's very easy to just kind of throw in the open strings here. Kind of throw this in at will, so that way you have an extra note out of that position. Okay, this is kind of a cool, like this G B D, this kind of major 7th sweep. So that's kind of similar to what you do here, where that lick almost works on every single chord. It just depends on how you resolve it. So maybe I'll kind of start off. I'll kind of do a couple examples with that G major 7th arpeggio and see if I can resolve it in different ways. Okay, so there, you can see I use that G major 7th arpeggio, just kind of landing on the chord tones and just kind of listening for what I thought worked. Okay, let's go on to the 5th position. Now, still E natural minor, G major. All right, so I'll just digress a little bit here. So a lot of people would sort of call that A Dorian. That's a very limiting way of looking at it. You can maybe just think of it as, okay, it's a G major scale or E natural minor scale, starting around the A, around the blues box. Okay. But here in this context, we're using it around the C chord. So here you have a C triad, G, C, and then if you go to the next position, you have that E minor. So maybe I'll just kind of play around with those. Okay, so that's going to take you into sort of a C major pentatonic, A minor pentatonic. Okay, maybe I'll go off a little bit here. So then the D chord, I'll just kind of go out of position just a little bit on that, and then I'll go back to just a scalar for the E minor chord. Let's see what happens here. So there I kind of went into kind of like almost like a kind of R&B cliche on the C. And then on the D, right, kind of like that Grand Funk, closer to home. So there it goes a little bit lower. I'm kind of messing that up, but you get the idea. Okay, that's 5th position. I'm going to go to 7th position now. Still E natural minor on the PDF. 7th position. All right, so there you have your B minor pentatonic. That's an interesting sound. Maybe I'll just do that just to digress a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave out the other notes. I'm just going to play B minor pentatonic over that whole progression, and you'll hear that you'll get some interesting sounds. I'll do some cliches. You get some cool sounds over that. So you can see it takes a little bit of work to get those notes to resolve correctly. So now I'll just kind of play through the with the whole scale now. Okay, did some interesting things there. What was the see? Okay. Oh yeah. So on the D chord, you have that note there. Okay, I forgot what I did there. Okay, so let me do a couple more positions here, just to end off this video. So now we have this position here, E natural minor. Okay, so let's just see what happens here. Okay, so there I start to do a little bit with some pinch harmonics. I just kind of go around, right around the pickups around, and just kind of listen and feel for where those notes are. Yeah, so that was kind of fun. All right, let me just do one more thing here. So now I'm going to go to 12th position. So this is just natural minor. Okay. So in general, what I'm doing is I'm kind of playing around with that C note. So on the C chord, B, C, and then on the D chord, F sharp, kind of playing around with those bends. Okay, so I think what I'll do here is I'll kind of play some sort of melodic things out of that position, and then I'll also throw in some kind of bluesy, these bluesy bends. Okay, so those are five positions of E minor pentatonic, and then 5 positions of E natural minor in boxes. So there's a lot of other things I could do here, but I think for today I'll just end that off. So I think for the ending improvisation, just for giggles, I'll use I'll do two patterns, and I'll include those in the description below. So the E minor pentatonic, that one, and then also this one. So just kind of play around with those as an ending improvisation. Okay, thanks for listening and watching.